I might not end up in the Hall of Fame with a star on the sidewalk with my name, or a statue in my hometown when I'm gone. Nobody gonna name their babies after me. I might not go down in history, but I'll go down to the honky tonk. Okay. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pat on the Back. I'm your host, Pat O'Connor, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is on the Miami Heat. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think I saw this one coming. I do not think I saw this particular trade happening. Because it felt like a fake out for so many years where it was like, Giannis is unhappy. And then nothing would come of it, and he would just stay in Milwaukee. And it was like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, he's just going to be in Milwaukee. He kind of felt like a one-team kind of guy, like a very loyal to the soil type of dude, and it just is not how it worked out in this particular instance. I think it was like the boy who cries wolf, kind of, but for trades. Like, he was like, trade me. And he would never get traded, or I'm unhappy, and he would never get traded. And then he was like, trade me, and he gets traded. And I was kind of like, oh shit, all right, I didn't see that coming. Now, I'm not the biggest NBA guy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was a part of the fucking zeitgeist in everything, and knowing what was coming down the pipeline, knowing that the Celtics were linked to him, that the Heat were linked to all that kind of shit. I'm not going to pretend to know about all that stuff, but that is what happened. He got traded to the Heat for, like, I don't know all the details. Tyler Hero and a couple of first round picks, I think, or something like that. Maybe a couple second round picks. Uh, my my immediate takeaway with doing zero research was he's just never going to win a championship again. I don't think it's going to happen. And then I did some research. Come to find that so Giannis, his birthday is in December, I'm pretty sure. He's 31 right now. He will turn 32 before the next round of the NBA playoff starts, which means that he will be no younger than 32 when he wins his next championship. Makes sense so far. I don't think he's going to win a championship this coming season. You figure it's going to take him a year for the Heat to get things figured out, to get things working, and then he will be in a more serious hunt, especially with the way the Knicks are playing. The Celtics are going to be right back on top, as far as we know anyway. The Cavaliers have been right there for a couple years now. And then that's just in the East. That's if he makes it out of the East. You still got to think about the Thunder, who weren't healthy when they played against the Spurs, and the Spurs are up and coming. So this coming season, I think it's very likely that Giannis does not win a championship with the Miami Heat. Now, what that becomes is that he's going to win his next championship no earlier than 33 years old, which would be the following season. The number of players who have won a championship on their second team, won their second championship as the lead superstar or the main guy at the age of 33 or older is 0. That's not true. I think I just made a mistake. I believe it was either Kareem. I think Kareem did it after he went to the Lakers. But it could be argued that when he won that championship, he was kind of like Magic Johnson may have been like the guy at that time. Magic Johnson may have been the lead guy. Could be argued. And now people are going to go like, oh, what about Wilt Chamberlain? Because he's the next guy who you could argue. He got traded to the Lakers as well. He won his second championship at the age of 38 with the Lakers. Second team, second championship, 33 or older. But I'm pretty sure he was playing with Pistol Pete Maravich at the time, who some people, or was it Pistol Pete Maravich? That doesn't sound right all of a sudden. I don't think it was Pistol Pete. I think I'm thinking of the wrong. Hang on a second. Let's pull up the Google because I know what I'm talking about and I've just made a mistake. Jerry West is who I was thinking of, the logo. So you could argue that at that time, the logo, Jerry West, was the number one guy on that team. You could argue that for sure. You could argue that. So those two things, those two players aside, Wilt and Kareem couldn't do it. Then who are we going to look? We're going to look at LeBron. He won 2 champions. He didn't win his first championship until he was on the Heat already, and he was only like 28 years old. So he's out. MJ obviously out. Who else are we looking at? Kawhi Leonard. No. I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure he was only 20. I think he was 28 when he went to the Clippers. Never mind Toronto. And then Shaq. People go, oh, what about Shaq? Shaq was he when he went to the Lakers. He won both his championships on the Lakers. He didn't win any on the Magic. Both. He won 4, I think. Yeah. And then, what about when he went with play with Dwayne Wade? No, he wasn't the lead guy. So I would argue that 0 players in NBA history have gone to their second team and won their second championship as the lead star at 33 years old or older. So Giannis is done. He's just based on history. Giannis is done. Unless they find a way to bring in another superstar, which they won't this offseason. I don't see that happening. So at the earliest, we're looking at 33 years old. And are we really going to sit here and believe that they're going to find a way to bring in a player who would be considered better than Giannis? Is unlikely. Could you get the right supporting cast around him? Yeah, you could. But and Eric Spoelstra, he is great. And fucking Pat Riley is a dynamo. But if we're being realistic, it's not going to happen. So it was fun while it lasted, but unfortunately, Giannis is going to Miami, and it's going to result in him never winning a championship again for the rest of his career. So he's got one. He's got his one ring he got in Milwaukee, and that's going to have to be good enough. He's a great player. He's one of the best players in the league, but that's based on the history. That's how we know he won't win one. That's just how that shit goes. And I could be wrong. More than happy to be wrong. I just don't think that I am. I think it's way more likely that he doesn't win anything than he does win something. Excuse me. I don't see it. And if you know someone, put it in the comments. Shoot me a message or something, right? And let me know. But I think Giannis is done winning championships. I think the trade to Miami solidifies that because he's 31 now. His birthday's coming up in December. He's going to be 32. I don't see him finding a way to put it together his first year there. I just think that's unlikely. If Dwayne Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh couldn't do it in their first year in Miami, I think it's fair to say that Bobby Portis, Giannis, and Duncan Robinson aren't going to be able to put it together. And now that I say Duncan Robinson, I'm not even sure that Duncan Robinson is still on the Heat. So what, like Kyle Lowry, if he's still there? I haven't thought about the Heat in forever. Since Jimmy Butler left, they have been an afterthought. But the biggest asset that they had to pair up at the time with Giannis was Tyler Herro. and they traded him away. So what do you want? I think he's 100% done. I don't see a way in which it lines up. I'm starting to repeat myself a little bit, but that's because I believe so passionately in this point. Okay, guys, all right. So clearly we doing things a little different this week. We're recording 2 separate occasions. Had to do some re-recording, had to do some additional recording. Just wasn't quite happy with the finished product that we got earlier today. So if you're watching the video and you're like, this stupid bitch is wearing 2 different shirts, yeah, I am. Okay, because it's a different day. Okay, and I don't wear the same stuff every day. That's crazy. All right, but so we are recording this on a different day. Real quick, I'm gonna bump this section over to the Miami Heat Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff. I completely forgot that Bam Adebayo was a person who existed. So I gotta correct myself before people fucking come at me. Yes, they have a player in Miami. They have Bam down there in Miami, who is now paired with Giannis. So their front court defense is going to be elite. Probably the best front court defense in the league. Unfortunately, Giannis nor Bam Adebayo can shoot the basketball to save their fucking lives, and they don't have anyone to shoot the ball. They have no one in the backcourt. So, did they fix that in the draft? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't watch the draft. And I don't know enough about college basketball players to even know if what they did or would have gotten was even worthwhile. So, I don't fucking know. And unless they sign someone during free agency or make another trade or whatever the fuck, yeah, you have no one noteworthy in the backcourt, which means as of right now, since you can't stretch the floor, I am correct that they are unlikely to win a championship this year. And all that means is that it's just going to get harder every single year passes. So Giannis will not win a championship at 32 years old. I think once he hits 33, that seems to be the cusp of when star players win their second championship when on a second team. Seems to be 33. So I think I'm right. I think Giannis is done winning championships. Maybe at some, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he wins one, but he's not the lead guy. But he's done winning them as a superstar. And fucking even though I forgot about Bam and then remembered about him, was reminded about him, I stand by that position. I think I'm fucking 100% right. And yeah, and that's where I land on that. Nothing more to add. I think I'm 100% right. Giannis, I love Giannis. I think he's a great player. I think he's a ton of fun. I love watching him. I think he's done winning championships as of right now. Unless something notable changes, I think he's done winning championships. At best, they are Eastern Conference Finals at best for the rest of his career if he stays in Miami. You know, and maybe things change. Maybe Miami finds a way to get Jaylen Brown on the team. And now it's Jaylen Brown, Bam Adebayo, and Giannis. And now we might have to concede that they'll win a championship. But as far as I can tell, he's done. And I'll stand by that. I think the other thing we have to look at was the Boston Celtics. Their plan was to trade Jaylen Brown and like a bunch of other picks or whatever to get Giannis. And that information got out. There was already some murmuring going on, is my understanding, some murmuring going on in Boston about them. Oh, who are they? Are they going to keep Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum? Obviously, they're going to keep Jason Tatum. So, is there some turmoil, some bad blood between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? And I don't think a trade getting denied is going to help anything. I think that's very, I don't know how to fix that problem now. I would assume I'm recording this on Tuesday at 8:35 on a Tuesday. To my knowledge, June 23rd. To my knowledge, Jaylen Brown is still a member of the Boston Celtics at the time of recording. That could change by the time this episode comes out. That could change before I'm done recording. I don't know. Maybe I'll get some breaking news here. Doubt it, but we'll see. How do you keep Jaylen Brown on the team after that? You already had some degree of issues going on, and then you tried to offer him up for what, based on the trade package, what would be considered a significantly better player in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and now you don't have Giannis, and you've likely just pissed the player off even more. Now, Jaylen Brown has said that this past season, which just so happened to be without Jason Tatum, I'm not saying that this is the reason why, but these two facts are mutually true. Jason Tatum didn't play that much because he was injured. He was out with an injury. And Jaylen Brown said, yeah, I know we didn't win the championship, but this is my favorite season in the NBA that I've had. And I mean, a lot of people just think like it's because he was able to like get the ball more and run the team, and how they overcame adversity and stuff like that. And I think Jaylen Brown's a great player. I think if he's on any other team, he's the number one player on that team without a question. Unfortunately, you are playing on a team with Jason Tatum, who is better than you, and the city loves him more, as far as I can tell. So how do you keep a player on your roster who I seems to be to some extent unhappy, and keep him? Or how do you manage those two things? I think you have to trade him. Do I know what that trade package looks like? No. Obviously not, because they just tried to trade him and a bunch of picks for Giannis, and that wasn't good enough. So I don't know where he goes now. What I do know is that I think they've lost trading power. I think now other teams will be able to get Jaylen Brown for cheaper. And I'm not a trade expert guy. I'm not an NBA guy. Like, I know the big news. I'll talk about the bigger news if I have thoughts about it. But it really just keeps coming back to, I don't think you can keep him on the roster. He's not going to be on the Boston Celtics for the 2026-2027 season. I think that's very much clear. Do I know where he's going to go? No. Do I have some places where I think it would be kind of cool for him to go? Yeah. If he goes to, I don't know. Honestly, the only teams coming to mind right now are teams where it feels like you're kind of fucking him. Like, if you traded him to Utah, I feel like that'd be kind of screwing him over. If you traded him to the Wizards, I feel like that'd be kind of screwing him over. But I also feel like those are the teams that are most likely to trade for him. I don't think the Denver Nuggets are going to trade for Jaylen Brown. With Kyler Murray, like, I just don't see that happening. Not Kyler Murray. You know who I'm talking about. I can't remember his name. The guy who's kind of a disappointment and was injured a little bit. He's not going to go to a highly competitive, already has a superstar team, because I think he wants to be the guy. But I think with him wanting to be the guy, he's going to end up on a team where, yeah, he's the guy, but the team itself is not good enough. I think maybe Jaylen Brown doesn't understand how good he's got it in Boston with Jason Tatum, with Brad Stevens, who's an immaculate GM. Joe Mazzulla is an incredible coach. They've really built a very solid system around the play. I mean, you're going to get a good player back. It's just a matter of which player from which team is that going to be, and I think that's where the disappointment's going to come in. I think that is not going to bring as much in return as they once thought that it was. if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. But also, let's not rule out the fat possibility that I'm talking out my ass. I don't know any of this. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Would that shock anyone if I was devastatingly wrong? Probably not. If when it came to NBA trade rumors, the NHL, the MLB, if I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, I think that's more likely than not I'm going to be wrong. But if I'm not wrong, which I think seems most like, because really my take is just like Giannis won't win anymore, won't win another championship. Jaylen Brown is going to get traded. Those aren't like the craziest takes. So I think it's like, I'll say if we combine both odds, I'll say I'm probably 65% chance I'm going to be right on both of them. On both of them. But I could also be wrong because I just flat out don't know. I'm not going to pretend I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an expert. I have not had the time to sit down and look and be like, well, he could go here and he could go here. No, I had shit going on. Okay. I was busy. I thought about it at work, but I was also at work. So I'm not like sitting there and Googling shit. All right, guys. So we just talked about the Jaylen Brown trade. We're jumping back in to the episode now, taking a look at a post I saw the other day. I don't remember who it was. It was like Open Court or something, some NBA social media page thing. Posted a picture of if there's 3 seconds left on the clock and it's a 1-point game, who do you have take the final shot? And there was 6 players that they gave you the option for. It was MJ, Shaq, AI, T-Mac, Ewing, and Charles Barkley. Who do you have take the last shot? Here's the catch. They were all the old versions. So it was MJ on the Wizards, AI in Memphis, shit like that, Shaq and the Celtics. Who do you have take the last shot? And I don't fucking know the answer. I have no idea. Because T-Mac on the Spurs. Because I don't know enough about those players at those points in their career to make that evaluation. So flat on that face, I just go Michael Jordan because he's the GOAT. So am I really I mean, I love Tracy McGrady, but am I really going to pick Tracy McGrady to take a jump shot over Michael Jordan? Am I really going to see if we can inbound the ball and then pass it to Ewing, Barkley, or Shaq and see if they can dunk it in that 3 seconds? We may not even get the pass that far. You know what I mean? So there's things like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. But it did get me thinking of like that type of environment where we could add that in a little bit and be like, oh, okay, like, so how do I explain it? So if we had a player, what player would you pick to come in for one final drive in the NFL? What NFL legend are you picking for one final drive? You know, and because I know football the best, so that's the way I thought about it. I put it in football terms. And what are we going to say here? Everyone would take Tom Brady. So where's the fun in that thought experiment? You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking boring as hell. Oh, yeah, I take Tom Brady. Everyone would. Okay, oh, well, if Tom Brady's taken, I guess I'll take Peyton Manning. Yeah, everyone would. But what's like an actual fun answer, dude? I'd love to see, like, if we're talking NFL legends, I mean, the closest we've had come to this scenario as of late is Phillip Rivers, who came back after 5 years, and he had that one final drive. So we have the context that this could work, and it doesn't have to be like the GOAT Tom Brady for it to work. It doesn't have to be the elite Peyton Manning for it to work. For one drive. Peyton Manning, I don't think he could make a game, but one drive. And I think coming out of retirement, 56 years old, I think. I don't know how old he is, 56, 58, whatever. I would love to see Brett Favre lace him up and just start slinging it around the field, dude. What if he still has a cannon? You're telling me you don't want to see Brett Favre just jog out onto the field, Wrangler jeans, just one more time for I don't even fucking know, dude. The Carolina Panthers? That would be electric. That'd be so awesome to be like, what the hell is this guy going to do? Like, let's see if he can complete greatness. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Let's just see if he can do it, right? Like, that's not that crazy of a thing to suspect. Maybe he can do it. I think Brett Favre would be so cool I think ahead of his time, I think Randall Cunningham could be like a fun guy to see in that moment of like, this guy could fucking pull it off. One drive. This guy, I mean, Randall Cunningham, he moves around. Michael Vick, I feel like Mike Vick could put together one final drive. And then let's take quarterbacks out of it. Okay, let's move off of that side of the ball. I favor quarterbacks. When I play Madden, I play straight up quarterback. But you're like, let's move off of that. Let's abandon that train of thought, okay? Who do we want to see have one more play, right? One more play could still get it done. You're telling me like Randy Moss couldn't get one deep catch in a clutch moment? Who else do we want to see except for Randy Moss go up for a 50-yard bomb from Brett Favre in the end zone? Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, dude, jumping up and trying to snag one out of the air. You think they couldn't do it one more time? They could probably only do it one more time. They're going to come down hard and hurt, but they could do it one more time. And God, wouldn't that be fucking sick? I think you have to pick one of those two guys as the receiver or a crucial third down. You're telling me you're not going to jump at the chance to get Gronk out there for one more third down? That'd be fucking awesome, dude. Antonio Gates. That'd be so sick. Dude, you know what? I want to see if Marshawn Lynch has beast mode in him just one more time. He doesn't even have to go that far. Give me a tough 6 yards where he just hit one dude as hard as he could. You know who else would be fun going up against Marshawn Lynch? Let's see who wins. Dude, watching Luke Kuechly. I always mess up his name. Luke Kuechly go one more time head to head. Dropping a shoulder versus Marshawn Lynch. Who wins? Dude, that'd be awesome. Just one more play. That'd be so fucking awesome, dude. Everyone would watch that. It would be an electric time to watch TV. I would never have more interest in that's what they got to do, in all honesty, because I don't think these overseas, like alternate time zone, whatever they call it, international games, I don't think the international games are something that are worth doing personally, just because I don't see the appeal. I understand like growing the game. Unfortunately, I don't know if I care if other countries care about football. Football is so uniquely American that I don't know if I really give a shit if other countries care about it. Like the World Cup is going on right now, and that's really cool. But that's like something that the entire world is into that America is taking part in. I think if it wasn't happening in the US, I don't think as many people give a shit as they do this year about it. I really don't. I think a big part of the current popularity is that it is stateside and we can gamble on it. And the US just actually happens to have a good team this year. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know if I see Australians getting up for a game. I don't know if because that's like what, like a 15-hour time difference, I think, when they go and play in Australia. I think there's a game in Australia this year. It's a 15-hour time difference. How are like the fans of say it's the Panthers who are going there? What time do I have to tune in as a fan to start watching that game? And so maybe that's how you fix it. Maybe you go like, hey, we have some legends out here who may or may not play. We know this game kicks off at 1 a.m. on a Thursday. So at 1 a.m. on a Friday, I guess. Take the day off or go to sleep early, get up, watch the game, go back to bed, then get up and go to work. Unless you're someone like me, I get up at 4:30 in the morning, so I'll probably just stay up after that game. I'll probably sleep early, get up at 1 a.m., watch the game, then go to work, and then come home, and then I don't know how they would air. I don't know how they're going to work around airing it. Because even when you get over there in Australia, say you're the ones watching that game, for one, the bulk of your viewership is still going to come from the current fans. For two, what time are they going to have that game like locally to them? I don't understand the international games at all. I understand why they're doing it, to grow as a business, to grow as a sport, to grow as a league. I don't know if I understand fully how it's going to work, but that is a side tangent that I did not mean to go off into. I think the way to make the appeal of the international games even better is to bring in an NFL legend and be like, final play of the game, one last drive. It's a 3-point game for the Carolina Panthers. Stepping onto the field, we've got Brett Favre and Randy Moss. You're telling me people would watch that? People would, if at any moment they could get subbed in, people would be like, well, I'm gonna see what happens, because both the teams are gonna be like, we're obviously not gonna play these guys, right? And then you see Brett Favre in the huddle jogging up onto the field, and I don't know who they're playing, the fucking Commanders. And the commies get out there and they're like, fucking get out there, Luke. Read that offense for us. We need one stop right here. The fucking people would actually tune in to watch those games. If you get like, and it doesn't really matter, let's get some excitement going. Let's find a way to generate viewership for these international games. You bring in an NFL legend and see if they can do it one more time. I think that would be so awesome. Dude, I think it would be awesome. This is kind of like another category of player that I would want to see. I think it would be awesome of like what players would generate, if you had to pick one player to generate a social media moment on the field right now today. They come in out of retirement, out of being banished, at whatever it is. They come in for one game. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, but social media is going to blow up about it. Who's the one player you pick? I understand if people are like, yeah, I want to see if Todd Gurley can do it one more time. You know what I want to see? Cam Newton would be so much fun to watch out on the field, whether it's his outfit or him running around or just slinging one hard and deep. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. But people are going to watch because of who it is. If I had to pick one player to watch for like a social media moment, I think I have to pick Johnny Manziel. I would love to see if Johnny Manziel, if for the Kansas City Chiefs, with one final drive, Pat Mahomes takes a shot to the knee and he's done for the game. Andy Reid goes, "Hey, get over here. I'm calling the plays on this drive." And out jogs Johnny Manziel, just fucking hungover from drinking the night before. Just old Johnny football coming out there. He wouldn't even have Manziel on his jersey. He would just have football on the back of his jersey. He'd just go out there, Johnny football. You're telling me everyone would put down their phones and watch that game. They'd be like, "Oh, we're watching the Browns versus the Cardinals in a 7-point versus 7-point. We both suck as football teams right now. Duel, whoever it is, two shitty teams." And you see Johnny Manziel run out there, dude, everyone would be like, "Well, we're going to watch what happens." Because if it sucks, you're going to be like, "Well, yeah, fucking it's Johnny Manziel. Of course that was dog shit." But if it doesn't suck, then you could be like, "Holy shit, this guy figured it out. He's one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. He fucking figured it out. All he had to do was not play for the Browns, take 12 years off of football, and all of a sudden he's electric." Dude, it would be the biggest story on all of every single social media platform for the next fucking, I don't know, 6 months. If Johnny Manziel went out there and fucking lit it up, that would be electric, dude. I would love to see that. I would love to see Johnny Manziel go out and fucking light it up one more time. That'd be so awesome. I thought that he would be so cool to watch that I sat down and tried to think of another player I could use as an example of like who would generate a social media moment on the field. And I struggled to get off of like, yeah, but Johnny Manziel. I mean, who's it good? Like Adrian Peterson would be fucking awesome to watch, dude. That'd be sick to see him. Whoever played for Cincinnati, who was always shooting up the night, Pac-Man Jones. Dude, Pac-Man Jones coming out, dude, he just walks out on the field, and you're like, he might have a gun. I don't know. Like, dude, that'd be so cool. I don't know if it would matter at all in the grand scheme. It's probably going to be bad. It could be good, but no matter what you're watching, I think it's Johnny Manziel or Pac-Man Jones. How do you not go with one of those guys to just pull out of the rubble of their careers? Be like, fucking get out there one more time, big shoots. This is going to be sick. You got to pick one of those guys. It'd be so awesome. All right, so this is something I was talking about. I'm not in the cryptocurrency thing at all. I've never been into it. But for whatever reason, I was talking to my buddy at work the other day about Bitcoin. And he was like, well, there's a finite amount, which I did know. Turns out there's 21 million Bitcoin. That's the cap, 21 million Bitcoins. And at the rate that we're mining it, we've mined over 20 million already. Whatever is left, the less than 1 million that's left, or billion, million? I think it's million. The way that all works, it like every 4 years, it like cuts in half on the rate that they mine it or whatever. I don't know. I don't fucking get how it works. They project that the last Bitcoin will not be mined until the year 2140, which I just thought was interesting. That's not really relevant to what we're actually talking about, kind of. What is relevant is that you buy into it, and it's essentially a stock, right? So as it grows in popularity, you make it becomes, worth more money. And as it becomes less popular, it becomes worth less money. It's just like a stock. It's just a fucking dumb way to invest money. I would say arguably a more volatile way to invest your money. So I've come up with a way that you can have a non-volatile way to invest your money. I think I'm going to come up with Patcoin. And Patcoin is just like Bitcoin, there's going to be 21 million coins all time. You don't have to mine for them or anything. One Pat coin is going to be valued at $1 for the lifetime of the Pat coin. It's never going to go up in value. It's never going to come down in value. It is a recession-proof cryptocurrency that I have come up with called Pat coin. I will be in possession of all the Pat coins. And if you would like one, you can buy however many you would want. If you want 20 Pat coins, I'll give you 20. You give me $20, I give you 20 Pat coins. And in 20 years, those 20 Pat coins will still be worth $20. So I would just make a cryptocurrency. I would make it recession proof. I'd be in possession of all of it, and I'd sell it to whoever wants for one American. You can buy one. There's 3.685285 trillion people on this planet, however many people are on this planet. A lot more than 21 million. Okay? So if 21 million people give me $1 one time, $1 one time, I will have sold off all of the 21 million Bitcoin Pat coins in my possession and given that recession-proof cryptocurrency to 21 million. $1 one time. That's cheaper than feeding an Ethiopian kid for a year if you listen to those commercials with the sympathetic actress in it. Think about that. They tell you to be like 83 cents a day or whatever it is. It's like, this is cheaper than that. It's cheaper to buy into my recession-proof cryptocurrency that I have not created yet, so don't go looking for it and don't hold me, and give that out to the world. You buy it. You know what? Hey, do this. Buy it for your family. Christmas is coming up in 6 months. Almost to the day. Actually, to the day. It's the 25th right now when I'm recording this. It is June 25th right now when I'm recording this. In 6 months to the day, you could be given 500 Pat coins to your family as a gift of recession-proof money that they can always hold on to. And I was explaining this to my mom, and she said, I don't think that'll work because why would anyone buy into it? It never increases in value. And I was like, yeah, but it never decreases in value either. And she did not think that that was a big enough selling point, in which I had to explain to her, like, Mom, I'm not the smartest guy. But I know there's got to be 21 million people on this planet who are dumber than I am, and we're really banking on that, aren't we? You know what I mean? So we're going to try. I don't know if this will work. This is a dumb idea with a stupid plan, but hey, we're going to give it a shot and see if Batcoin can be the one and only recession-proof cryptocurrency. The most non-volatile the safest cryptocurrency to invest in. And then whoever buys the most Pat coin from me, if you own the majority of Pat, you get to become the new. Oh, I will reprieve my CEO presidential ownership or whatever it is, and I will sign it over to you under the contract that you never change the price of Pat coin. Whatever adjustments you need to make for it to be worth $1 American dollar, that's what it will be worth, and I'll stand by that. And I'll put that all in writing. So that's my solve to the cryptocurrency game, is just make one that doesn't change in price ever, up or down. It doesn't gain or lose value at all. A recession-proof cryptocurrency. But guys, that is the show for today. A little bit of a weird one. We pieced it together in 2 chunks. Hey, maybe we're going to do this going forward. I don't know. Next week's episode, we are going to be doing the idiot history for the month of June, I think. Oh, it's every 4 episodes, whatever. So we've got idiot history on Harald Hardrada. I may have just messed up saying his name. Very interesting guy, not the most popular name in the world, but he was a Viking who became a king. He's a very interesting, cool, badass warrior type of guy. So go check that out next week. Go check out Rudy Tuesday, comedy podcast I do with Breck Michael, Rudy Marinosi. That comes out every Tuesdays at 7 a.m. And this is coming out on Friday, June 26th. On Sunday, June 28th, we are releasing the very first episode of Pat on the Back 9. Is going to be on YouTube on the Pat on the Back channel. And it for the first episode, it's a golf challenge video. I built a 6-hole chip shot course around my yard. And I filmed myself playing it, reacting to it. It's my first swing at a video like that, so it could be good, it could be bad. There's a lot of things to learn from it, but I'm producing it all on my own, built the course all by myself. I mean, I put together a course all on my own, filmed it, talked it out, edited it, everything all my. It's a totally new experience for me. It's only going to be about 15 minutes long, but I hope you guys go and check that out. I think that'll be really fun. We're going to try and be doing something of these golf challenge videos. Probably we're going to shoot for every week. Unfortunately, I think we have about a week of rain coming up, so we may have to skip a week, and that sucks. But we're going to try to get one out every week on Sundays. It's going to be Sunday at 7, every week, 7 p.m. Every week. Just fun little thing to round off the end of your weekend and have a good time. So, guys, please go check that out. Go check out Rudy Tuesday. Pat on the back. We come out here every Friday at 7 a.m. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please like, subscribe, comment, share it. Increase the plays. Download it onto Spotify. Put Spotify on your grandmother's phone. She doesn't know what's happening anyway. She's senile at this point, but she's still got that Apple iPhone 13 or whatever she's got. So download it onto there. Get her on Spotify. And have her watch every single episode of Pat on the Back. She doesn't even have to know what's happening. Just fucking dial it up and let it run, okay? Let it run. And get that viewership up. We'll grow as a community. We'll grow as me. You guys help me out. I'll help you out. It's going to be a good time, okay? But thank you guys so much for listening. That's going to be the show for today. Love you guys.